So what we're going to focus on today is we're going to try and draw out some of the big success stories of recent times. You know, what are the things that have been working well for you? And then we'll start to really focus in on some of the challenges that you're facing and some of the ways that you're getting around those challenges.
Hi there. So, of course, been introduced as Rowena, and my company is Revival Retro. Our boutique is in central London, just off Tottenham Court Road, so a very central location. We sell clothing, shoes, and accessories to women, and the point of difference is that those are inspired by the past, by beautiful bygone eras, the feminine tailoring of the 40s, elegant designs of the 30s, and feminine silhouettes of the 50s. So we're not fashion forward, we're very much a stylish brand. So we have a full e-commerce offering too, and you want me to share a success?
Yeah.
Last night, I hit 17,000 followers on Instagram, which for me, I don't know about you, is a very big deal. Every single one of those was earned the real way, not bought.
One of the things that we are really, really keen to do is to support illustrators. And when I first started working there, I was approached by an illustrator with some greetings cards, and she wanted to sell them in the shop. I quite liked them. And so I said, yeah, sure, absolutely. And then from that, they were very successful. She was able to build up her portfolio, and then recently she dropped by and she said, I've got a meeting with a publisher, and some of the cards that she'd been selling in the shop were in her portfolio. She then had gone to the meeting with the publisher and had successfully pitched a book to them. She's now a published author, illustrator, and she came back to us and ran a workshop.
Our biggest success, I suppose, of recent years has been to try and grow our business and become a little bit more professional. So we've been spending a lot more time building our online presence, connecting with our customers more through social media. But also we've managed to open our second retail store, effectively doubling the size of our business, made possible really through investing in our staff, getting people to really convey the same message, whether it's me that's serving that customer or the manager of another store or the weekend lad that's just there every Sunday, trying to get a unified message out.
I think probably our biggest success story is that it's taken us, in the first 3 months, we actually went from very successful social media SEO campaigns, Google Shopping, Google AdWords, and we managed to get from page 12 of Google to page 1.
And I guess the sort of biggest success that I can think of is for the last 2 years we've got into the UK's top 100 startup companies and jumped up to sort of number 30 last year.
I just want to focus a little bit about challenges, because it's tough out there, you know, and there's a lot of successes, but it's taking a lot of hard work and, you know, a bit of luck, you know, and some skill to get past some of these challenges. So maybe if we can just, again, go through the list, maybe start with Rowena again, and just talk about, you know, what are the biggest challenges or the biggest challenge you're facing recent times, and what are you doing to overcome it?
I think the rise of online and of e-commerce is radically changing our relationship with our existing customers and with our potential to reach new customers. And that is a massive challenge, not just from the point of resources of a small business, because effectively running an online business and doing digital marketing is two entirely other jobs, as well as what we're already doing. But you have to look at it from the customer's point of view, and they may understand that you're a small business, they may know you and understand what you offer, but they have industry-wide expectations, and they're going to expect that of your business.
And anyway, one day I was kind of walking in front of the shop, and I looked in the window, and I just thought, this is dreadful. We had kind of 2 signs which were really sort of sun-bleached, and we had a tote bag hanging up which had been there for ages and was all dusty, and all the windows were all dusty. I was just like, I just have to do something about this. Because it's the main way that you're going to get people to come in, and it's really not kind of representing us in the best way. And by chance, some publishers were running a competition to get an illustrator to illustrate a shop window, and I kind of thought, actually, we'll never win, because they'll assume that we kind of have this kind of thing going on all the time. Anyway, I wrote a pitch. We actually did win the competition, and the illustrator came and illustrated our window. Carolina Rayby is her name, and it was amazing. As soon as she did that, it completely changed the atmosphere of the shop.
I think for us, our biggest challenge really is just making sure we're adding enough value to the experience that we give our customers. So we're a small service and repair shop, don't sell bicycles, I mentioned. But if you walk in, it looks very much like a bike shop, everything you expect to see, parts and accessories wise, just without the bikes. And one of the reasons we hadn't sold bicycles was partly the extra capital to start. There's quite a lot of expense to get a range of bikes in stock. But also because the internet was getting quite good at selling bicycles. And I think we've seen over the last few years that getting even more so. So better returns policy, more thorough customer support, product coming delivered to you sort of ready to ride, much better boxed. So we're sort of always trying to think of ways we can make sure that we're connecting our customers in the store and saying to them, look, we're selling these products at high street prices and we're trying to be really competitive as a small business. We want to make sure we add some extra value to this transaction. So if you buy this pump, it comes with a little frame clip, we'll fit it for free onto your bike. Or if you want to take some pannier bags so you can take your things to work every day, we'll set them up and make sure they don't fall off when you're cycling. And so just investing in the staff so they've got the experience to explain the products to the customers better, and also then making sure you've got enough time to really spend with the customer in store so they leave feeling they've had the best possible experience and don't mind them paying maybe our slightly different high street price compared to our rival online discount price.
There's so much misconception about what things actually are and what's actually in food and what's actually in wine that the majority of the times when people actually wander into my store, you're trying to find different ways to help them understand the concept behind organic farming, behind organic winemaking, and why it is actually good for you, and why potentially paying an extra £1 or £2 for a really, really good quality bottle of wine is better than the £3 one that they like to compare it to that they buy from the local supermarket. So yeah, it's about being knowledgeable, is what I found, is that people enjoy the fact that they wander in, they ask a question, you can give them a very direct and very straightforward, honest answer. And that is just about building trust, and that's what helps us gain the reputation that we have.
But I'd say the challenges for us, the biggest ones would be one, actual staffing, getting reliable staff to come in into a retail environment and make sure, especially when you've got a small store, when you only have a couple of people, 2 or 3 people working there each day, if one of them calls in sick or just decides for some reason to not come into work because they've got a hangover or something, which has happened quite a few times, you're stuffed. You've got one person there and then they can't go for lunch, they can't even go to the loo during a day. So there's funny little things, challenges which happen around the staffing side of things, and there always seems to be quite a lot of dramas involved in all the staff with the staffing side of things, which I don't understand why, but there we go. And then the second thing would be touching on what Simon said about the financial side of things. So especially if you want to grow, funding is a bit more of a challenge, I think, for us. But I think if you focus on it and work hard, you can sort of generate it in the end. But it takes a lot of work and it distracts you from running the business day to day. But those would be my bits.
Great. So look, Rowena, Holly, Simon, Alex, Andy, thank you very much for introducing the event today. We're going to hear more from, I think, most of you, not all of you, on other panels, and various other Retail Advisory Board members on a series of panels we've got really focused on getting to the tips and advice. So we'll draw out some of those later on through the day. But thank you again for your time, and enjoy the day.
Thank you, everyone.